in our culture in this moment, in a terrorizing way, our entire economy is built around comfort. And this is well documented. I think, who do I think of most? Michael Easter wrote a book called The Comfort Crisis, which I think is a really resourceful book in this category. And the notion is simply this, that can you imagine any product or service you or I have purchased in the last 20 years that didn't promise easier, quick, convenient, cheap, fast? Why have 8-minute abs when you can have 4-minute abs on a pill? Like it doesn't, it's this incredible subversive idol in our culture that is worshipped. In fact, you hear it in our language all the time. People will make a request and they'll say, if this makes you comfortable, or like, I don't want you to make, are you okay with this? All the way to, again, every marketing message that is in play right now. And I think when people experience the drift and they experience the whirlwind and that cultural dynamic goes on, there's this sense of entitlement to, oh, life is hard, I deserve comfort. And that's the insidious nature of the thing. And as they choose it, the way it practically plays out is like disease. It's like obesity. It's addiction. And it plays out over and over and over again. And if people don't learn how to swim against the current of the drift, or they don't learn to stand up in the storm, or they don't learn to choose the uncomfortable thing instead of just going with what's comfortable, what they will get is what most get.
Right.
Standard American diet leads to where it leads. The lack of movement leads to a sedentary lifestyle, which leads to premature suffering, extraordinary suffering, and death, and then generational, because this is then handed on as a set of values down through to our kids and kids.
That's right.
So those are a couple thoughts of what I think the cause is in this moment.
Yeah, it's stuff I think about all the time, and I think you hit the nail on the head with how insidious it is for people just because it is comfortably numb. It's bad, and in a strange way, you're familiar with the region beta paradox. It's basically this idea that you'd be better off if your situation was worse.
Yes.
Because right now you're in this zone of comfortable complacency where it's not great, but it's not bad enough to spur you into change until it is. And when it is, it's something like the cancer diagnosis. It's something like a midlife crisis, a divorce. So it's an interesting thought experiment to play with. What if I'd be better off if it was worse? Because it's going to force me into action now to not settle for bleh, but to go for your win or do the thing that's a little bit more impactful. Because otherwise, that comfortable, numb existence isn't really what people want, is it? And you've worked with hundreds of people at this point, maybe more than that. They want to live for more, but it's hard to do the hard thing, I guess, which is why there's that paradox: easy choices, hard life; harder choices, easy life. Hey, before you go anywhere, listen up. I've got a special announcement. Mark your calendars for this one. November 22nd. Heart and Soil is dropping a new documentary called Fed a Lie. This is going to be the documentary on seed oils. The end. The nail in the coffin. Expect to hear from experts like Dr. Paul Saladino, Nina Teicholz, Dr. Chris Kenobi, even superstars like Bethany Hamilton, as we gathered the big dogs to put an end to the seed oil madness. If you want to check that out, go to Heart and Soil's YouTube, subscribe, and go to fedalie.film. Plug in your details, and we will make sure you get the link as soon as that goes live so you can spread it far and wide. This will be an incredible conversation starter at the family table over the holidays, and it will be you helping us to spread this message of radical health and be a part of the healthy revolution. And as always, thank you for being here. If you like the show, please like it, subscribe it, and share it. Help us to spread this message of radical health. And we'll see you next week. Big love.